So if we had, say for example, we had a couple of mounted.
Yeah.
Factors change quite a lot.
Okay.
So if mounted charge, say a pike and shot,
charge 4, I guess, do they?
Yep, they moved 4 as per ADLG.
Okay.
So the mounted could arrive at long distance,
Yeah.
stay at 4, and not receive a round of shooting.
Yeah. So let's move this pike and shot out of the way. So I mounted and moved up. But let's see how we do. So the mounted have stayed just within 4, and we'll have a round of shooting from the gun.
Mm-hmm.
So the gun only shoots one of these because these are now 2 separate units, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. So guns against mounted, is that effective or not?
It's same factor as against a pike and shot. The cavalry has a protection of 0.
No. 5-1. So that is a single hit.
A single hit, yep.
Artillery is always a single hit. Right, let's stick one of those in there. Fine, that's cool. So, but the Janissaries don't get to shoot. A bit scarier. So these Janissaries are going to move up in their turn within 3.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to do a bit more of this rather scary shooting. These horsemen don't shoot. So this will be gun 0, support 1,
yep,
against 0, bounce. So
excellent.
No hit there. And just muskets against these guys. What's the factor for musket against cavalry?
Again, cavalry. So whenever anyone shot at by musket, they get a protection of 1, like crossbow.
And so these are at 0, they're at 1.
Yep.
Nothing. It's a miss. So the cavalry, it's all bounced off the cavalry. So cavalry's turn. They don't like being shot at. They're going in. Bang.
We're going to charge in.
They're charging in. So we've effectively got 2 unit-on-unit combats, but with a shared cohesion here over for these guys. So what is our factors here then? We've got cavalry running into medium swordsmen in the open, which I always think sounds really cool, and they should just skittle them out. But
yep,
how does it work? What are these Swedish chargy cavalry then?
Okay, so we're assuming these are the Swedish heavy cavalry or medium cavalry pistol.
Yep.
Okay, so what you'll get is the Janissaries will have swordsman 1.
Yep.
They don't get their impact because they're being charged by mounted with a first round melee weapon.
Which is pretty ADLG-ish, isn't it? Yep.
Yep. So the Janissaries are 1.
A 1. Yep. Base factor.
Cavalry gets 1 against medium infantry in the open.
Yep.
And it gets +1 for the pistol in the first round of melee. So it's 2 basic. But then disrupted 1.
So these 2 are on evens then, aren't they?
Yep.
Effectively. And this one, where I'm not injured, I will be +1.
Yep.
So I'm +1 on the white dice. We're evens on the red dice. It's top dice. Do that one again. So we're +1 there, but we've lost. And we're evens on that, but we've won.
Yep.
So we won by 1 against this unit.
They'll take a hit.
They will take a hit. There's no extra furious charge with pistols or anything like that?
No, so pistols doesn't give furious charge against medium swordsmen. It does against LMI.
Okay, all right. So it's effectively bowmen, but medium swordsmen are almost battle troops. Mm-hmm. And here, I was 1 up. So that means that's Bosch 6-3. So these guys have still won by 2. Well, won by 3 overall. 3 overall.
3 overall.
2 hits.
Takes 2 hits.
2 hits. If I'd been armored, would that have reduced it to 1, I guess?
Not in the first round, because what we've done is if you've got better armor and you lose against someone who's got musket or arquebus,
okay,
better armor doesn't count, representing that first round
as they come in. Fine. Yeah. So at the moment then, we've got this whole unit has taken 1 out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
This one's taken 1 out of 3, and this has taken 2 out of 3. So that's got 4 left, and this has effectively got 3 left between them. So let's go into round 2 of the combat. The gun can't shoot; they're all engaged. So here, round 2 of the combat, we are swordsmen, which I think you said was 1 all the time.
1, yep.
Yep, and we're injured, so yep. I'm at 0 with the Janissaries. And the cavalry, against medium foot.
1 basic, disrupted,
basic.
0.
So this is 0-0 then.
Mm-hmm.
Total game skill. What's going to happen? 5 and 1, 3 and 1. So 1 more hit on the cavalry.
Yep.
This side, because this one lost by 2, which is 1 hit, takes them up to 2. But this one got a draw, so they're all okay. So, so I guess at some point, these guys can start to try and rally off some of these hits, can they, in the normal ADLG way.
So the standard ADLG mechanic works that you can rally, but what we have done to represent in the period the idea of rear support and things like that. If you've got troops within either 2 UD for foot or 4 UD for mounted, they can add a +1 to your rally.
Okay, so if I had a second wave of cavalry here, I wanted to rally these guys, they'd be rallying on a effectively a +1, and then there's the normal factors about generals and stuff like that as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Okay. And what we do, just to really represent in the period the importance of generals who moved out from being frontline in the front line of combat to more supporting and rallying their troops. If you try to rally with the general and you have re-support, if you beat the factor by 2, you take 2 cohesion off rather than 1.
Okay, so if this guy was here, and he gets +1 for that, +1 for that, he would need a 5 to rally in combat. 4.
Now you don't need now you become you need a 3. But if you roll a 5 you take 2 cohesion.
Both. Let's see if I can do that. Not quite typical game, but I would rally 1 off for that one. Fine with this mythical thing. So this combat would carry on. Is there a break-off mechanic for cavalry in their own turn?
Absolutely. So exactly like ADLG, cavalry who move faster than the infantry, because they move 4, as a group move, you can reverse straight back for 1 pip, facing the enemy, and you just lose 1 UD of movement, or you stop it when there's someone who you can't get through.
But in this situation, both my cavalry are pretty damaged, and if I was to break off, I'd still be within musket range and gunnery range.
So what would happen is you would break off, and in the turn that you break off, the Janissaries could not shoot.
Okay.
But the artillery can, because it wasn't engaged in melee.
Fine. So that does tip that balance of against shooters. The fact you can't shoot at someone who's broken off, that's quite cute. Then that's quite a decent mechanic. So well, rather than prolong this agony any longer, let's assume that they carry on fighting. I've rallied a bit there, and let's see how this goes on. So this is basically a wash. We're both injured, aren't we? We're both fighting at 1 normally. We got another go. I'm not going to commit the general because that's crazy. Reds against reds, whites against whites. Ooh, many cocked dice. So look at that then. So here, this one wins by 2, which is another hit on this Janissary unit. Puts it up to 2. But this one has managed to lose by 4. Wash.
Even with better armor, they would take up to 5 to 2. It dies.
Okay. So then in a subsequent round of combat, we would just fight, this 2 combats, and these would count as an overlap and just give +1.
Right.
Just as is normal. Okay. Unless this chap dives in, and then we're into normal combat. So effectively, they fight completely as 2 separate units. They just suck up cohesion as a block of 2 with 5 between them. That's the only real difference there.
That's the only difference.
Nothing ever clever. Okay. Well, I think that's pretty straightforward for this.